Hey YouTube, hey guys, Martin with one more video here on the 55-gallon tank and the progress and some really cool surprises here. So I'm just going to show you that right there I still have my, I guess you could call it a wood shrimp or a rock shrimp. He's still doing fine, he's still hanging around the tank. There are some ghost shrimp in here as well. My mollies are doing well. So are a lot of my platies. So these guys are the molly fish. They come in different colors, yellow, black, and sometimes they are mixed. And there's all kinds of variations, long fin, and so on. These are the only two angels I'm keeping. It is a pair. They've paired up, so I decided to just keep these guys. Now, I still recommend bottom feeders. This is an albino Cory. Now, these guys are a must in almost any tank. Just make sure you don't have fish big enough that will eat them. But my gravel, I never have to clean my gravel. They do everything. They clean the gravel. I have several plecos in here as well. I have a long fin pleco. I have two bristle nose plecos. Now they're just hiding away somewhere. I do have some black neons. I have a whole school of these little nice tetras there. Some couple Daniels, Raspberry. I do love these guys. I have several of these in my tank. All kinds of different. These are tetra fish. I can't give you the names. They're all different, but I have several different ones. Look at this beautiful platy fish right there as well. I think that's the jewel of the tank right now. He just stands out. As soon as you see the tank, he's just amazing. So the neat little surprise, my plants at the top kind of fit together with the wood, driftwood that I have there, and it looks really amazing. But other than that, the neat little thing, I showed you guys in the previous video that I've added this little little plastic tank inside the tank. Now, what has happened, let me just scoot over here and show you guys. So what has happened is I always mention that if you have a tank, keep some betta fish in your tank, as long as you provide them something with some corner of the tank, something that has not so much water flow. They don't like water flow, and I do have, let me go back to this corner right behind this shrimp who absolutely loves water flow. There is a water pump in there. You can see it right there, just blowing the water around, moving the water around. So there is a bit of a natural water circulation going, and it does actually help to clean the tank. What happens is the water keeps the debris from the food and so on just kind of floating a little bit, so it doesn't just settle down. So what happens is the filter has a better chance to suck all that stuff up. But my plants are growing. As you guys can see, this is supposed to be a planted tank, and most of my plants have taken and are growing. This little guy in the back is losing 3 of his big leaves, but he's putting out new leaves. A big surprise. This plant came out of nowhere on me. I think it's basically this plant that had like 2 leaves, and I left it, and it basically came back to life, and it grew out on this side of the driftwood. So plants are important. They take a while to get going. Once they do, it looks amazing in your tank. I recommend a planted tank as a tank option. It's a bit of work, but it is worth it once it kicks in, once the water conditions are right and everything. The plants, the lighting, especially the lighting, you've got to keep the lights on quite a bit to get those plants to keep growing. But this set of plants here is just going to take over that side of the tank completely, and it's just starting. You can see the leaves are huge now. They are going to get much bigger. So, and this is a female for that platy I mentioned, so they're a pair, and you can see he's just right there, the jewel of the tank. And I keep getting distracted by all these beautiful things in the tank, and as you should be, if everything is going according to plan in your tank. I do have a big shark in here somewhere, and I think he's just sleeping, a red-tailed shark. But the key is this little addition that I did. I have a betta fish, and I have a female betta fish, and they can swim in and out of this tank freely. So there is a hole on this side and on this side, and I put a moss bowl in there. It was not that big, and it just drastically expanded. The moss bowl got huge. It's actually laying on its side. It's actually much bigger on the other end, just because it's so close to the lighting at the top. So if you ever want to grow a moss ball, I recommend doing it this way. They immediately just burst out in growth. And because there is not as much water flow inside here, the betta fish decided to make it their home, and they do swim out into the tank. So it's sort of like having a turtle, but it's not really a turtle. It's a betta fish. So I don't know if you'll see him swim out. Yeah, there he goes. So he just swims in and out. And the female is in there too. She's behind the moss ball right now. But it's sort of a neat surprise, because originally there's all kinds of fish that swim in and out of there. And you'll see that Daniel goes in there as well. But it's just really neat. It's sort of like I don't know where it's going to go, where that is going to progress, but I really like that kind of a little getaway for these fish. If they want to be alone, they don't want to, if something's chasing them, they'll just go in there and just spend some time in there. And here's another sunrise platy behind the big angelfish there. So that's pretty much the 55-gallon as it is now. It's come a long way. If you guys check out my older videos, you'll see I've pretty much shot videos of it from the beginning when it was just sand, and when I started adding the decorations, and this is where it is now. It's progressed beautifully to the point where pretty soon, once these plants start growing out, I'll have to start trimming the plants back. I think the amount of fish I have in here now is absolutely perfect. Everything's kosher. It just makes for a nice, relaxing evening as I sit by my computer and watch my fish have fun in the tank. And I recommend it as as something of a hobby. If you want to get into it, it's not so hard. It just takes a little bit of time to set up. All it is just a matter of time before you guys get it and before it looks great. So keep watching, keep going, and stay tuned for my other tanks and updates. Let me know what you think. I think this tank is as good as I can do for a 55 gallon. And I'll keep updating you guys on its progress and, making a little beta fish happy with all these other fish around. It's actually not that bad of a deal here. Look at these guys, just having fun. Alright, that's the update. Good luck. Enjoy your fish tanks, guys. Bye.